Hi everyone, Chris here, back looking at another portable monitor. So the company that has sent this one out to me to test out, they're called CF015C. The model of this one is the CF015C. So what it is a 4K 15.6 inch monitor. It does not support touch, unlike that other monitor that I had looked at. That portable one had at least the touch support, but unfortunately not here. But what this screen does have that is probably going to interest a lot of professionals out there that need to do image work and have an accurate monitor, as we have very good color gamut on this one and good coverage. It has a slim build that is only about 6.2 millimeters. The screen itself weighs 700 grams, and with the case on it, you can see I've got to prop it up. The total travel weight then is about 1 kilo. Now the downside to this one, it's just the single port on here. So Type-C input only, there's no Type-C power pass-through, anything like that. So it will run off, for example, my HP Spectra 360, Thunderbolt into the Type-C, or other laptops that have Type-C out with the required power. But even iPads as well will work, the newer ones with the Type-C port. Well, what won't work is, for example, mobile phones. So Samsung DeX, Huawei's desktop mode, unfortunately will not run on this without an external power source. You have to use like a powered Type-C hub for that. So inside the box you will find the screen with a pre-applied screen protector to protect it from damage in the box. We have a case for it. Now this covers it, but it also acts as a stand, and then a Type-C cable. That's it. So the screen weighs 703 grams, and it's just 6.2 millimeters thick. And with the protective case stand that you really need, that brings the total weight up to then 1 kilo. So the material of the case here, it's fabric on the back of it. It is very thin. There are some small magnets that help hold this onto the screen here. And then all you need to do is just open it up and then pull it forward, and you can select then the angle you want the screen to be facing you. For example, just like that. I can get a little bit more upright as well. There are some little rubber feet here at the bottom. Now the bezel is very thin, as you can see, and we do have this plastic frame on the front, but the rear of it is made out of metal. So the frame of it and the rear, this is all made out of an alloy painted with a matte black, and as you can see, it's already starting to pick up fingerprints, and these are the little rubber feet they have there just when you prop it up, of course. Now you can see just how thin this is. It's very thin. The build quality overall, it's not too bad. It's not exactly super high-end premium. Now we do have this little kind of joystick that is on the right-hand side down the bottom. So very basic controls. There is no on-screen control. There's no contrast, no adjustment like that. It is just brightness. So just this, you push it up and hold it to increase the brightness, push down to decrease the brightness. That is it. So very basic. And then on the left, we just have the single Type-C input. So that is it. There's no pass-through. There's nothing like that. So Type-C pass-through would have been great. So you need to have a laptop that has display out Type-C. For example, the Mi Notebook Pro that I reviewed, it will run this display as a 4K display. My HP Spectra that's got Thunderbolt 3, I'm going to demonstrate how it works with that one. So that's it. So if you want to use Samsung DeX, it's not going to work. You need a hub for that. So you need a powered hub, and then to plug it in, because it just won't simply have enough power. Like most mobile phones that have that desktop mode, they don't output enough. So getting started is very easy. All I need to do is just plug it in, and you can see it's up and running. And then those brightness controls, that's all we've got there. And you can also set it up as an extended display, so it doesn't just mirror. You set it up through the Windows settings, of course. You just go through display, and then you can run it as an independent second monitor. So it is a 15.6 inch screen, as mentioned, IPS panel made by Sharp. I measured the brightness, so the maximum is 240 lux. That's okay, being a matte anti-glare screen, I find that's alright. So there is no touch input, sadly. I would have really loved to have had touch on this. So they claim it has an Adobe RGB coverage of 100%, which seems really far-fetched to me. So using my Spider 5 Pro here, let's just have a look at exactly what kind of color gamut we can expect. Looking at the factory calibration, this is the uncalibrated view, and to me, here in person, it's got a little bit of a green tint to it. And now this, of course, is the calibrated view, which looks good. It's not too far off, it's just that kind of green tint it has. So really not a lot. So let's take a look now at the actual gamut. So here, okay, I did not expect this. 100%.
Okay, but this is sRGB. So what do you think? Here we go. Adobe RGB, 80%. Okay, not the 100 that they claim. I think they're confusing the sRGB with the Adobe RGB, but still, 80%. This is really good. So great. And the NTSC is 74% for those that wanted to know.
All right, wrapping up here, guys. So we have good color coverage on this, as you've seen. So 80% Adobe RGB, I don't think is bad at all. That is very good. In fact, it's better than the screen that is in my HP Spectra, quite an expensive laptop, that one there. 100% sRGB coverage, and I think it was 74 NTSC. So that is good. Brightness tops out about 240 nits. It's not a super bright panel, but even with my two super powerful studio lights on at the moment, I've got the screen running at about 60%, but there's no on-screen display, so I can't tell exactly where it is. It's very basic, the controls on this. So the brightness is good, it's anti-glare, it's portable, it's light, the case is okay, the build quality to it. I think it's going to offer a reasonable amount of protection, and of course you can prop it up at various different angles, which is great there too. So the downfall of this monitor would be perhaps the lack of touch. Now, a lot of people probably don't need it to be touch, but I would like it to have touch as well. I mean, I've got touch screen at least on this screen, but with it would be nice to have it also on this too. The main thing is it's just the single port, so there is no USB power pass through, anything like that. So it needs your devices they need to have enough power output to run the screen just on its own. So Thunderbolt 3 that my HP Spectra has here, run the screen fine. Type-C ports on, for example, the Xiaomi Mi Notebook Pro will run it, again, fine there because they output enough power. The new iPad will also run it fine. Nintendo Switch, Samsung Galaxy mobiles with DeX, the desktop mode, and Huawei ones, no, not with just the Type-C to Type-C cable. You will need then an external powered Type-C hub to then run the screen, which is a little bit of a hassle there. So that is the ultimate the downfall of the screen. Otherwise, great color gamut that it has, an accurate monitor, light bleed issues, nothing like that. I don't see any flicker either, so it's good for that. So for those who want a practical screen to set up as I have now, a second portable monitor, I believe it is ideal for that. And of course, at that very sharp 4K resolution, 15.6 inches, it does look really good. Thank you so much for watching this review, and I do hope to catch you back in the channel, so please do like and subscribe for more. Bye for now.